Update 2.18 has been confirmed for us on Global. Maintenance will last for about 4.5 hours starting at the usual times. It has been confirmed to come with the new Crypt of Augmentation trial, which will have new season rewards, a ton of runes, and even at the end some chaos runes. We are getting a change to field boss guild portals. This is actually a pretty great one. You will now be able to sign up to a guild portal at the half hour and thus not lose out on your chances of going to the regular field bosses. This will be now something extra you can do as part of your guild. It will occur twice per day at 8:30 and 11:30 local server time. It will also grant a new rune box reward, which can even include chaos runes, and upwards of 1 million weapon mastery per participant. It has been confirmed the arena merchant will now sell you 3 obsidian shards per week. Additionally, you'll be able to get them by mining gigantorite nodes. I don't know if this will come to Global 2, but they are getting 3 obsidian shards just via the weekly missions. There were some slight changes to the new raid, Altar of Calanthea. There will be 2 new earring drops from the second boss fight. Polished crystals will now no longer go to the guild loot distribution. And the chain lightning in the Calanthea boss fight has been fixed so that the fury attack indicator will appear for the correct players. This was a mechanic I was confused about because, I guess this issue, it wasn't showing it properly. Somebody needs to block this to prevent that lightning from chaining between you. Now what's interesting to note is they are not confirming whether we get the Arceum invasion event. We probably will, as they announced it in the Ion Silesium with Godspeed. There is an in-game announcement when the event begins, and then you go to these beacons. You can interact with those stones after you kill the enemies, and then at the end you'll fight a boss. And you'll get your tokens to be able to buy your event rewards. However, this didn't come without some issues, and the Korean server was completely crashing for everybody. So potentially expect that for us on Global 2. The server was going down here and you can see all the different notices. And it happened multiple times. However, the event store seems rather underwhelming. You need these Arceum seals, which you will get by doing those activities. Killing the mobs, killing the bosses, interacting with that stone. But you only get 2 chaos prisms and 2 entropy shards. And that's total. But sure, 100 unlock stones. At least that'll help a bit. But again, that event's not confirmed for us on Global yet. But it could be like the Fortune's Calling event. They don't post a blog post on it until later. And then nobody knows when the start time is. Going to some more general changes, they have delayed the nightmare difficulty of the raid to August the 21st. You will probably see a timer in game like you can see here, over 1,000 hours left. They do confirm we'll be getting all the new accessories, with 4 different sets. These provide additional defense stats that should pair well with the increased offense power gained through the heroic raid traits. There will be 12 new accessories from each of the following sources: 4-star dungeon, dimensional trials, all things workshop, material transmutation, and the nightmare difficulty in the Hall of Illusion, all of which I can confirm here on the Korean server. This being the nightmare difficulty of the solo dungeons, then tier 5 on your material transmutation, they are listed below, and the all things workshop listed here for 480 loyalty coins. Just be aware, all of them are a slight upgrade on max level versus the regular version. You can see Deathknell Gorgot on the left and the Valiant Pendant on the right. They claimed you could get extra defense, but you're not actually getting any extra defense. But I guess the set effect will help with a little bit more hit points. All you gain with this upgrade is 1.3% attack speed. That's god awful. But sure, you could get that set effect of 2 strength, crit damage, and max health. And it's really going to be dependent on whether you can optimize that with your build or not. Whether these other accessories are actually worth using for you. I have listed here all the 28 different accessories we'll be able to obtain in order to complete these 4 sets. I will warn you though, this is not something that I encourage you to rush to do. You can maybe get some lucky drops here and there, and you can eventually build towards potentially getting a set. However, I encourage you to at least wait until the nightmare difficulty of the new raid. We get new legendary accessories from there, and potentially they'll make them accessible for everyone else too, by adding them as purchasable with shards from the exchange merchant. And since we can only use one of them, that will determine which other accessories you may need to complete your set. So again, I highly recommend waiting for that before you highly invest in this. The difference in power is next to nothing. You will also be able to get 14 new accessories, crafting them at Cran Dance, the special equipment crafter. This requiring the level 12 versions of the existing counterparts as material. This is a wandering merchant you find anywhere in the Talandre zone. I looked online and kind of got baited that it would only be in the Black Anvil Forge area and only walk along this path, but that's not true. But you can see here the cost. If I wanted to upgrade my pendant of Frozen Tears, I would need 60 Abyssal Aggregate, 15 Pure Gold, and 15 Magic Powder. But the most expensive thing is that pendant on level 12. And if you were actually using that thing and had traded it out, when you go ahead and do that exchange, you lose all those traits. You don't even get blessings for it. Same for the resonance, it will be gone. So it's super expensive and not something I encourage anybody to rush to do. Make sure you do your research and figure out whether it's worth doing for you. But moving on, they've confirmed level 90 for runes, and also that chaos runes will be a bit easier to obtain from a variety of gameplay sources. We will indeed also be getting that Nebula accessory chest for 350 Nebula stones. This very nicely allows you to work towards, yes, getting a guaranteed Nebula accessory rather than just always relying on chance. Of course, there will still be the chance to get the one that you actually want. Weekly missions are changing. Rather than giving entropy shards, they will give chaos prisms. That means, yes, less legendary gear, but more growth stones so you can level up that gear faster. There were some inter-server siege fixes here, and for field boss events they reduced the duration of preparation time down to 3 minutes. And with raid matchmaking, your currently active raid progression is now selected by default when opening the raid matchmaking or party UI. There were some other minor fixes here, and then for combat, the wand, a Vampire Conrec range fix. Longbow's Blitz can now properly work with Swift Healing, Frenzied Sword Dance and Valiant Brawl. Spear's Sculling Arc will now automatically re-trigger when the respective ability key is held down. And the Sword and Shield, the Mastery effect Roar Amplifier, now only activates on melee damage. That means a massive nerf to Sword and Shield crossbow users, where they would take advantage of Spectrum of Agony, which can trigger every time you have Provoking Roar on your target and you attack them, as long as they're within 3 meters of you. But if you then had this mastery, you no longer need to have that Provoking Roar on them. And all these extra hits amounted to a crazy amount of damage on the crossbow spin attack. And combined with Cordy to pull your targets together, this made it so that combo was kind of insane and we were just easily killing groups of enemies. But yes, that's all over, as your Roar Amplifier will only activate on melee attacks. You will no longer get all that extra damage with your barrage. As for items, a bunch of weapon changes here, like with the Cordy Greatsword, the Della's Noah Spear, Della's Noah Bow, Della's Noah Sword and Shield, getting a new skill completely, and then some fixes in the 4-star dungeon. You can get a defense reduction, which will now be even higher on Valentra if you successfully stun her. This is always after that charm phase. When she does that fury attack, that wrath attack, you can stun her during it. But yes, that's it. everything confirmed for the global update. We will be getting that Da Vinci's favor with a ton of new quality of life benefits. Just be aware it's normally a subscription based thing. You will be able to claim it for free for 7 days between these dates, but from there it costs you 450 lucent for every 28 days. So yes, a subscription service in order to grant you a ton of quality of life improvements. Most notably is the fact you can open dungeon chests an additional time, so you complete your 4-star dungeon and you can open the chests 3 times. And the fact whenever you earn weapon mastery in those abyss, those open world dungeons, all that mastery points will get added to your collective pool here. You'll be able to assign that all to like any weapon you wish. So you can happily farm those open world dungeons, spending these contract tokens, using whichever weapons you want, even if they're maxed out, so long as you have this active. And yes, you gain access to the 3rd sync slot. So that's it for the update and everything confirmed coming to global. A very special thank you to all these channel members for your extra support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys around.